So what's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, and in this video we are discussing Black Ops 4 Zombies, and more importantly, some exciting new gameplay features and changes that Treyarch are making into BO4 Zombies this year to make it stand out from what we've had before, and of course, be the best version of zombies that we've had yet, which I am very excited to, of course, experience and see more, just as you guys are. Now, not only are we getting 3 new maps on day 1 in Zombies, but we're also getting a load of new ways to play. One of these being custom mutations, which brings 100 different customizable options that can change the rules and systems of the Zombies gameplay experience, and we can change this as we wish to our will. This involves stuff like the zombie speed, the health that the zombies have or our own health, the trainability of these zombies, the different zombie types, player damage, as well as magic box functionality. And when we had our roundtable discussion, we asked a little bit about some of these custom mutations, and we asked specifically if we'll be able to select which weapons appear in the box, because now over the years of making zombie videos, it's always been fun to switch it up and do challenges such as 2-box, sniper only, pistols only. When we specifically showed these examples to him and asked about it, all he said is that you'll be able to change the magic box personality, so you can tell the box what guns to have inside of it. This is something we've always wanted, so this is absolutely amazing. I don't know if this means we can have simply wonder weapons in the box as well. Hopefully that will be the case as well. Only time will tell. Now, since Treyarch have confirmed that this is a brand new setting and timeline for Zombies with a brand new cast of characters, we're going to be saying goodbye, at least in some capacity, to the Aether universe and the systems that we've gotten used to, such as perk machines and pack-a-punch. That means we're going to have brand new versions of these mechanics. We might not have perk machines specifically, but we'll have some equivalent which will do the same thing, and the same for the pack-a-punch machine. And we may actually have seen a glimpse of that already within the Voyage of Despair trailer. Whilst 9 has a lot of Roman and ancient Greek mythology, it seems that Voyage of Despair has some Norse mythology mixed in with this weird machine here, which to me looks like the pack-a-punch machine, or perhaps a perk machine. There's a slot in the bottom there where it looks like you can put your hand in and grab something, or put a weapon in and take it back out, but we do know the mystery box is returning in a brand new style, as we see it within the Voyage of Despair trailer as well. Now, as for Gobblegum, they didn't want to comment at first, but during later discussions with other community members, they basically said that the Gobblegum system is returning in a new way. Whilst it's not going to be Gobblegum, it's going to be something which is going to work in a pretty similar fashion. And during our roundtable discussion, we asked, does Treyarch think the Gobblegum system in Black Ops 3 eventually evolved into something which was completely overpowered? And we gave the example that in earlier games, if you went down and lost all your perks, it felt like it was literally the end of the world, and that if you didn't get your perks back quick enough, then you were going to die. But if you get down in Black Ops 3, you could simply run for a Gobblegum machine, get a perkaholic, and then you're literally set again. Whilst I haven't detailed exactly what it is, Gobblegums or something with similar effects are going to be returning, and killing time is one of those effects which has been confirmed to be returning. Treyarch are also well aware that there is a bit of a balancing issue between perks and Gobblegums, and there's going to be far more balance between both of these things, perks and consumables, within BO4. So it sounds like as we get new consumables, we will also be getting new perks. And seeing as there was only one new perk inside of the entirety of BO3, now that we have a brand new storyline with brand new characters in a different dimension, this opens up the doors for them to completely change everything and to introduce a new set of perks. Not that I think they will, but I definitely see there being some creative juices there to create some additional new perks for the clutch ones that we've gotten used to. And one of the biggest things which I've been really excited to talk about, and I've not mentioned in any of my videos till now, is a really interesting comment that Jason made. And I've made a video previously talking about all of these specific items on the wall during our roundtable discussion. This contains a bunch of the weapons that we're going to see within the Rome map 9, and when asked about the staff specifically, because we can clearly tell that that is a staff on the wall, they said that this is probably a discussion for Comic-Con. They said a lot of the fundamental mechanics have been reconsidered and there's now different choices for you to make before you start your game. When I first heard this made it sound like classes are going to be making a return like they did in World War II Zombies, but in a separate discussion with a different group of YouTubers, they mentioned that there could be a possible modificationizer bonus which you apply to yourself before entering the game, but this doesn't mean that there are going to be classes like World War II. So on hearing that, it's quite difficult to make out what exactly they mean. The modificationizer bonus could be something which you apply to yourself in order to make the game a lot harder than it normally is, but you get rewarded with additional bonuses, whilst with the comment they gave to our group, in which they said fundamental mechanics have been reconsidered and there's different choices for you to make before you start your game. So perhaps now we can change our starting weapon like we can in World War II Zombies, and maybe some of these weapons we see on the wall might be character-specific weapons that we'll be able to start out the map with as far as the new characters go. The reason why I say this is because we now have full high-res promotional images of each zombies character, and 2 out of 4 of them are wielding these new melee weapons which we do see on the wall here, and all of our characters are wearing their normal outfits. If we see at the start of the 9 trailer when they're in the cave messing around with the alchemy and then transporting themselves back to ancient Rome, they're wearing the normal outfits we see in the posters, and only when they are transported to Rome are their outfits changed, but when we see them on Voyage of Despair, they're all wearing the same outfits as they are within these posters. So if they're wearing the same outfits and they're wielding these ancient Roman weapons, maybe this is something which is not just exclusive to the map 9, as we see one character holding a really cool ancient sword. I believe this is Shaw, and it almost has some sort of Shadows of Evil looking sword aspects to me. And remember that these weapons are probably quite important to each character. If they're the main focus of each character in their main promotional poster, then there has to be some importance to each weapon that they're specifically holding. Maybe the significance is just that their physical attributes and their overall sort of, I don't know, attitudes towards life. If we look at Bruno, we see him wielding this awesome looking axe hammer of sorts, and we do see in Voyage of Despair that he loves to use his strength, and specifically his punches are just absolutely deadly. So I mean, that really gives off the characteristic to me that Bruno is just a very violent person. If Jason said that there are fundamental mechanics that have been reconsidered and you have choices to make before you start up your game, and then points directly at all of the weapons on the wall, then they obviously have some sort of meaning. And if you guys have any ideas, please let me know down below. And with the reveal of Zombies, Jason also mentioned that there's now bot support in Zombies, and this will allow solo players or players without a team of 4 to experience the full narrative co-op experience. And apparently, if you're playing on solo, you can also choose which character you want to play as. Now, we did have this in World War II Zombies, but we've never had this before in Treyarch Zombies, and this is a big thing. Being able to pick which character you want to play in maps such as Blood of the Dead and the old storyline is going to be really cool. On top of the custom mutations, there is now a new mode in the game called Zombie Rush, which simplifies the game experience to create a whole new tempo of gameplay, which is perfect, welcoming people into the Zombies universe and an enticing challenge for grizzled veterans alike. Now, the way that I see this is that the Zombie Rush mode is going to basically simplify all the maps to the point where there aren't necessarily any Easter eggs available to you, and the maps might be smaller, they might be a little bit more open. It will be essentially a easier experience, but the way that it will be a challenging experience for veterans is that rather than having a normal wave-based round system, that it could be based on simply time. It's in the name, Zombie Rush. Rather than it being just set on rounds, it will be a length of time that you survive for, and it will be infinite waves, with the zombies getting stronger and stronger as time goes on, a little bit like No Man's Land in Moon. It just sounds perfect, and I think we even used that as an example during the round table to kind of briefly discuss the Zombie Rush, and whilst they wouldn't really comment on it, Jason looked like he was smirking and liking what we were were saying. And then just like in Black Ops 2, they are reintroducing the adjustable difficulty levels, and that there will be the normal, easy, then the classic difficulty, which we've always had, and then there's going to be one called realistic. And all that Jason would say about it is simply that it's extremely difficult. So I could imagine that the zombies are going to be essentially like the Verrückt runner speed. They're going to be so quick. Perhaps parts of the map will be shut down. Maybe we'll have a certain amount of health, and once we die, making it realistic, quote unquote. The only difference is that Black Ops 2 zombies had between easy and original difficulty is that the zombies don't sprint until around round 15. Zombie health stays exactly the same, but Easter eggs are not available in the easy mode. The difference between easy and original difficulty and Black Ops 2 zombies was actually such a small degree of noticeable difference that I don't think there was a lot of point to it. And obviously if you can't do Easter eggs, then there definitely isn't a point. But Zombie Rush sounds like it's going to be a much more advanced version of simply making maps easier. I feel like it's going to completely change the way that the maps are played, so you can just jump straight in and get straight into killing some zombies. And the final thing that was mentioned at a separate roundtable was a question regarding the ranking system within BO4. And all that Jason said is it's determined by a variety of factors, which to me sounds a lot more reminiscent of the Black Ops 2 ranking system. Black Ops 3 had a very similar multiplayer system where you had a certain amount of levels per prestige, you prestiged 10 times, then after that you were fully prestiged, and anytime you ranked up after that would be an additional prestige level all the way up to 1000. And every Zombies game since BO3 has had that same system. It being based on multiple of different factors really makes it sound a lot like Black Ops 2 Zombies, but people were not very happy with that because it literally seemed to be so random on how you could gain your ranks and then how you could quickly lose them as well. I think it was finally figured out that Black Ops 2's ranking system to some degree was based off of the amount of doors you've bought in a game, miles traveled, kills, your downs, your deaths, war weapons purchased, and also some degree of rounds to downs. Having the shotguns inside of BO2 as your rank made you stand out from the crowd when it came to public lobbies, as if you had those shotguns, then you obviously worked pretty hard to get them and to keep them. Whilst I don't think Treyarch will copy that system for BO4, I feel like there will be some sort of similarity in those factors as well as a bunch of other things. But a fellow YouTuber called SmartGuy316 made a really good video on his theory on how he thinks the ranking system is going to work, and if you want to check that out, then I'll link it down below in the description. But his idea pretty much feels very similar to the CSGO competitive ranking system, at least in my opinion, whereby basically playing good is going to keep your rank, and in turn by continuing to play like that consistently every single game, then you will keep your rank or rank up further. Keeping in with the idea of there being like a sort of competitive ranking system like Counter-Strike, there could be different divisions that you get placed in. So after a certain amount of different ranking ups, when you initially start playing the game, you might be placed in like Division 1, and as you keep going, there might be like up to 5 or 10 different divisions which you can keep either playing consistently well across all of your zombie games to the point where you keep going through each division slowly but surely till you get to the highest, or Treyarch's new seasonal events called Callings, which could be daily, weekly and monthly events. If you complete those, Jason's own words is that you'll be rewarded with some seasonal prizes. Perhaps this could also involve something to do with your rank, but these prizes could also be seasonal themed character customization. As within the roundtable session that the other group of YouTubers had that I wasn't present in, there was a slight hint towards possible character customization. That's about going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy it. If there was anything that I've mentioned which you like the sound of, please let me know your thoughts in the comments section. If there's anything else you think that could be added into BO4 Zombies or anything which you think means something else which I've mentioned, then again, drop it down below. But if you enjoyed the video, clicking that thumbs up button would be very much appreciated. And on screen now I have a few of my other recent Black Ops 4 videos which you can watch to your heart's content, and I really hope you do so. And if you want to stick around, then maybe consider hitting that subscribe button and also clicking that notification bell, as YouTube are making a lot of changes to your subscription box. And if you want to make sure you never miss out on my videos and you want to see them, then please click that bell and turn on all notifications. But thank you for watching. You've been awesome. I'll catch you next time.